My name's Dawn Morgan. I'm the core HCM practice lead and I've been at Namos for 18 months. My path couldn't have been any less deliberate in terms of getting into a technology career. So my degree was in herbal medicine, which was a complete offshoot. I ended up working in HR, and it was through the HR job that I started to work in HR systems and then found how much I enjoyed system projects. So I've worked in higher education for 20 years now and gradually moved into the HR systems through that. Being aware of how the data fits together and how the data moves around the system makes it really easy to then technically think about what you want a system to do and how you can influence the development of a system in that way. So my first exposure to technology work was a system upgrade in an old job. And then after that, I started to seek out those sort of opportunities in secondment. In a previous job, went onto the project, which was a big Oracle implementation project. And that was my first real kind of experience of building and developing a system from that wasn't already live and pushing that through. And then system support afterwards. So having lived that journey from the client perspective and planned the build, been involved in the testing, lived with the decisions that you've made during that phase, and then realised maybe what you should have done differently, and supported the system after it's gone live to see where the gaps were with the change process, where the gaps were with the training, where we probably needed to address things a little bit differently, really lends itself then to moving into the consulting, because all of that experience gives you credibility. From a technical perspective, you might know exactly how to write the report or build the integration or do whatever it is you need to do, but we'll often need a hand in identifying where that information sits in the front end of the system, or how a user might get that information into the system to make sure that the data quality is correct and those sorts of things. So I think having somebody on the functional side that really understands the business process and how the data gets entered into the system and how it moves around the system then enables me to have the functional conversation with the client and say, right, what do you need? And then relay that to the technical person when they've got their spec to say, right, okay, you need to get that piece of information from this place in the system and this is how it will start to look. And it also means that we can take part in that initial testing piece before we hand it over to the client. So hopefully rule out any kind of major issues that haven't been spotted before the client gets their hands on it. So if you can get that mix right and really build that strong working relationship with the technical team, I think it adds a lot of value. I had never even thought about doing consulting work. I'd always worked in public sector, higher education, NHS. The idea of working private sector was scary. The idea of working for a consultancy company was also scary. I was really fortunate in that I had people that I knew from my old project that already worked at Namos. And the only things I ever heard from them about Namos were how supportive it is, what a great culture they've got, what a wonderful working environment it was. And it was that gave me the confidence to reach out and say, actually, I'm looking to make a change. And since I've been in that role for 18 months, it always sounds really corny, but it's genuinely true. They genuinely care, and they make you feel like you can achieve because they're prepared to invest in you and back you. And I think that's really rare.